Ella viene a la casa. Ayer también vino a la casa. Ahora podemos promover el de la semana que entra. Mañana ¿verdad? Así.
La que me entregan mañana si no me caen.
El área de que no hay mucho.
Sí, qué pena.
We're so quiet, everyone. Let me see here. So they're networking online, and so we are networking. And then if you guys are just here for the first time and don't know yet, you can very much take advantage of the Canales furniture, the beautiful furniture that's here. Make sure you guys take content pictures. They last week they did some really good ones. You can't even tell that you're in a furniture store, and you know those pictures that they put. We're talking about branding today, and so branding is a really big thing for us realtors, anybody in the industry really. And so having that extra content is really important. So make sure that you guys get your content while you're here. But everybody online already introduced themselves, so we're going to go around the room here and do that as well. I'm going to unmute us so that people in the virtual world can hear us also before we get started. Let me do that on this one here. This here. This here. We have that one. We'll do this one. We need some coffee or something. You guys are we need some energy. We're gonna stand up and do some jump-in jacks or something. Okay, so let's see here. All right. For those of you that are online, let me do this camera search really quick. Here we go. Can you see me now? Yeah, you guys can see me. Okay, great. How about there? Okay. We are going to go around the room and make sure that everybody introduces themselves. So I'm Rebecca Flores Castro. I'm CEO with my Homeownership Academy and with eXp Realty as my broker. I'm going to go around the room this way, starting with our wonderful people over there. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Imelda.
Hi everyone, I'm Imelda Gonzalez-Cooley. I'm a mortgage lender. I've been in the business for about 15 years. I am bilingual and I would love to connect and see how I can help you guys.
Yo soy Pita Canales, de Molería Canales. Soy parte aquí del team de Rebecca y de Imelda. Gracias por estar aquí.
She's shy. No, okay.
Well, my name is Veronica Canales. I work with my mom in the community department, so we're just here to learn real estate.
So I'm David Casica with Canales Furniture, and we're here to support you guys.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm a mortgage lender, and I'm just here to learn because it seemed very interesting because of that.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Longoria. I am a real estate agent also with my Homeownership Academy and eXp, and I am Rebecca's partner on the other half and a real estate agent.
I'm Samantha Beeman. I'm in middle school going to 8th grade.
Future realtor right there.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Chanes. I'm a brand spanking new real estate agent with eXp Realty. Rebecca is my partner, my mentor, and I'm here to learn.
Hola, mi nombre es Jenny y trabajo aquí en Molería Canales. Buenos días, mi nombre es Araceli y trabajo aquí en Molería Canales.
Hi everyone, I'm Adriana. I'm working Canales Furniture.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Ng, and I'm just here to help serve and give back as much as I can. Connected with Rebecca as a business partner now, and here to help in all aspects of commercial real estate, and also just continue the culture of the community. So you can call me Chino Loco, whatever you want to call me. All right, jalapeno fried rice.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started since we have, let's see, can you guys see me? Yes. Okay. So we'll go, oops, how about there? Can you guys see that okay? You guys, you're good? Okay. All right. So first of all, can I get some brave volunteers to come up to the front here and fill these seats so that way we can get a little bit more energy going in the room here. Because so this is our second event that we're doing with this series. And so the series is about becoming a trusted advisor. And one of the things, hold on here, I'm recording. Yeah. Let me just record this here. Oh yes, please mute your microphones if you are on here. Which one of you guys are pretty good on Zoom?
What do you need?
Yeah. I just need to admit people and make sure that they're muted and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I just saw the
Sure.
live stream
To me?
to you.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay, is that good? We're good. Okay. So we'll get started. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we do here, let me put this screen up. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, so the exciting thing is that we are visiting 6 different Canales furniture locations, and each one has its own unique setup. And if you guys are here in person, this is literally a 100-inch TV that we get to watch on. So this is really cool. We can actually see all of you guys that are online. So if you don't mind taking your camera, just that way you can interact with us here and interact with us here in the room. So welcome to our second session here in this series, Becoming a Trusted Advisor. And so when Lupita and I started talking about this series, you know, Canales University has been wonderful in the community, doing a lot of things here in the community recently with different events. And when we started talking about how do we impact our community of real estate agents, you know, our real estate professionals, not just agents, but brokers, lenders, you know, title people in our community, because we as real estate people sometimes are seen as salespeople. And especially in this world of AI, in this world that is transitioning from the face-to-face, belly-to-belly, for a lot of things to going virtual, it's harder and harder to connect with the consumer at that level and show them our value. And so we decided to go ahead and put on this series. So it's six classes, and our 7th class is actually going to be not only giving these certificates for participation, but we're going to have some wonderful speakers that are coming from all over North Texas to teach you guys some really cool stuff. So this series, Building Your Legacy Beyond the Transaction, is really talking about being a trusted advisor. So that's what we're going to go in today. Last week, we were talking about AI and basically your responsibility using AI as a trusted advisor. So this week, we're going to go into branding and how do you brand yourself as a trusted advisor that's going to separate you from others that are seen as salespeople, right? They're on to the next transaction. We're hopefully going to talk a little bit more about the branding and how that anchors your brand as a trusted advisor. So that's a little bit about our series. One of the things that, if you want to go to the next slide, go swipe it. There you go. So some of our sponsors here today, obviously we are here at Canales Furniture. Canales University is the one that is actually hosting this series, along with the Community Hub, who is the one that is going to be hosting the event on August 20th. And then my Homeownership Academy, which is the educational arm of what we do. And then we are brokered by EXP Realty. And then we have Imelda Cooley, and she is with our mortgage company, our supporter, and she'll have a chance to talk at the end of this to introduce herself. Sandra and I are U-Haul authorized dealers, so we are supporters as well. And of course, Grice Law and Title, who is the one that is actually sponsoring our our class here today. And I think we do need to record. Do you know how to record on? It's showing recording here, but I think that's go down there to record this one. That's okay. Okay, wonderful. All right. So, and I'm sorry about the technical difficulties here. So our instructor from the title company is actually sick today. She's in the hospital. So I'm filling in for the instruction. But the good thing is that I've done this a couple of times. So I'm well versed in the education here. So while we end up getting ready to do that, so just bear with us on Zoom. We're doing this hybrid. If you were here in person, let's see here. We're almost there, guys. Let's see here. Oh, that's okay.
Because I think when you did screen sharing,
it messed up the thing. Okay, let's see. So let's go here. Oh, it won't let you record?
Yeah, you can't. Once you hit start recording.
Smart recording enabled.
There it goes.
Okay.
But then the screen shares.
Yay. Okay. Awesome. No, we're good. Okay, we just want to make sure we record this. So if you are a realtor, we are going to have you state your name for the CE credits. And we have to have this recorded so that they can go ahead and audit the file, make sure that we go over all the content for those CE credits. So back to this. So Grice Law and Title is the one that's actually supporting our CE credits for today. All right, next slide. Okay, so a little bit about my Homeownership Academy, and I want you guys to save the date on August 20th. I know I started talking about it a little bit before, but my Homeownership Academy actually has some educational programming for real estate professionals, and one of our big things is nurturing the client. And so I encourage you to look at our website, myhomeownershipacademy.com. We do a lot of education in the community, and so we are looking to partner with other trusted advisors, which is why we're doing this series. So save the date. It is going to be at the Canales Furniture in Arlington, and if you've never been there, it's literally a big mega store. So you definitely want to be at that one in person. We are not going to do Zoom for that event because it is a special event. All right, next slide. Okay, so this spotlight we'll go ahead and leave to the end because I want to make sure that you guys stick around for a really, really exciting program that Canales Furniture has for real estate professionals like ourselves. So stick around for this announcement. If you swipe up, you can go into the presentation for, oh, maybe hit admit first. Let me see.
Admit on here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, and then we go to this one. Okay, so this one you're just going to scroll. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of what we're here doing today. Okay, so what's your brand? I want to just get a gauge of where we are with the audience. You know, who is brand new to real estate? Go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, we have a couple brand new people in the audience. And so for those of you who have been around for a while, on a scale of 1 to 10, put it in the chat if you're online, I'm sorry, let's do 1 to 5 so we can use our hands. On a scale of 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with your branding, or how confident are you that you actually have a branding strategy? 5 being, yes, I absolutely have a branding strategy. 4, it's strong, but I need improvement. 3, 2, I have something out there. It's not really great. And 1, people barely know my name. So on a scale of 1 to 5, okay, so 5 being like, I have no improvements to do. I'm stellar on my branding. Okay, so Sandra is awesome on her branding. Imelda, thank you for being honest, needs improvement. What about y'all in line? Give us a 1 to 5. Okay, we have a 2. All right, so Great. So this is great feedback, you guys. And I think that's a lot of us are in that position, right? Like we get into real estate and they don't really teach us in real estate school, like, this is how you brand. This is how you go out there and actually get customers. And so we're going to go into a little bit on not only how to brand, but why branding is important as a trusted advisor to your core values. So go ahead and swipe up. So your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. Think about that for a minute. How does your brand represent your core values, you as an individual? How do you want them to talk about you? Do you want them to say, she always shows up late? She never returns my phone calls. She's only interested whenever there's a check involved or the commission, right? Or do you want them to say, I can call this person as a trusted resource for anything, and they're going to be my connector. Even though it's not real estate related, they're going to know where to go and what to do. And so start thinking about that brand and how you want to show up for others. Okay, that's okay. You got it.
It's not showing up.
It's at the top. Let's see.
So I need to keep that there, right?
Yeah. And then, there you go. Okay. All right. So, and then you know what? If I do this, I might be able to admit them from there. Yeah, I can admit people from here too. Okay, so go ahead and swipe up. If I go like this, just go ahead and swipe. There you go. Okay, so real estate branding. People think that when you join a brokerage, that's your brand. That is the most opposite from the truth. There's people that I've mentored over the years, and the first thing I tell anybody in real estate is, this is your brand. You are an extension of a brokerage, but at the end of the day, you are your brand. People are going to remember you, not your brokerage most of the time, right? So the real estate branding is really important. So what is real estate branding? Real estate branding is a strategy that realtors and brokers use to communicate their mission, their vision, their values to a target audience. So those are 4 specific things, right? And so raise your hand if you have an actual mission statement. Raise your hand if you have an actual vision statement. Okay, so we have some work to do. I'm going to give y'all some homework. All right, so let's scroll up. So ever wondered what makes a great brand? So think about a really, really good brand. Is it the magic that compels you to grab a Kellogg's box because of the little guy in the front? Or is it the way that it makes you feel, that nostalgia, that opportunity to say, I feel great, right? That's that branding. That branding is that thing that's going to anchor you to the people's memory, okay? So again, these are not my slides. I probably would put a different football team, but you know, think about a brand. A brand has a lot to do with, let me see here, somebody's trying to come in. Yeah, go ahead and try to do it. I'll keep talking. So branding is one of those things that we don't really think about until we see how great other people's is. Right? And so let's talk about some brands that come right at the top of your head. So if I say, name 3 soda companies, what are the 3? Just say them out loud. What are 3? Coke, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, right? These are all recognizable brands. So if I did not put the name on those brands and I just put that logo out there, would you be able to know what that is? Yeah, right? Like the Nike swish. And so that's the same thing for us as realtors. Even though we're not a product, we are still a brand. And so that's really what we're talking about here, is what's going to make you identifiable in an instant. Identifiable when that person is talking to that coworker and they say, hey, I'm looking to buy a house soon. Automatically, they think of you. What is that going to be, that specific thing? It's okay.
It does not do that for me.
There you go. Okay. And maybe I'll make, let's see. I don't know. Sandra, you want to sit here closer a little bit, and maybe you might be able to see it in here when people hit admit, so she doesn't have to go back and forth. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay. So real estate branding defines who you are and why people do business with you. So branding can be one of the hardest things to get right in your real estate business. Why? Because what training is there out there when you actually take your real estate classes? Zero, right? They only give you like this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, but they don't tell you the how to. So branding is one of the things that you really should spend time to get right. You have competition, and it can seem like every real estate angle has already been tried. So it's a little frustrating because you think, well, how can I be unique or how can I be different? But the reality is that staying to your values, you're going to be able to find that out. So we're going to go over that today. So competitors all start looking at the same, and you start not to recognize the differences that exist. So the biggest challenge when defining your real estate branding strategy is finding the one that is a unique perspective to you. And so that's what we're going to go into a little bit more today. Really, it doesn't matter what the competition looks like. It matters you, and it matters what you're defined as and how people remember you. So a strong brand image and identity differentiates you from other real estate companies in your area. However, it also does a lot more than this. With a good brand, you earn the trust, respect of customers who not only work with you to buy, sell homes, but they also recommend you to friends. So raise your hand if you've ever recommended somebody who's given you good service, right? All of us have. And so that's what we want to move to. We want to move our brand from just a name or, color scheme to really something that's identifiable. So go ahead and go up. So consumers were asked to recall a well-known real estate industry brands. And so we just talked about that, right? Real estate brands that are well-known. And so these are some statistics down here. If you can scroll up a little bit more, Imelda. Let's look at these statistics because it's really eye-opening. So 84% of customers correctly identified Berkshire Hathaway from its font alone, just by the font, like we were talking about the Coca-Cola or these other things. 91% of consumers correctly identified Coldwell Banker just by its color scheme. That's why it's important when you're doing social media, all of these things, for you to have these things already established, even down to the little numbers of what color, shade of color that you like. Why? Because it's going to be that recognizable repetition. We'll jump down here to the bottom because I thought that one was really interesting. 30% of consumers could correctly identify Century 21's current logo due to the confusion over recent rebranding. And so that's why it's so important that you brand yourself. And that's why I really love personally working with EXP, because we're not confined to a certain brand color scheme or images, because when you're confined in that way, sometimes it makes it hard to be consistent in all the things that you're doing, and quite frankly, make it your own, make it identifiable to yourself. So the rule number one of branding, consistency is the number one rule. When we think about branding your company and creating a marketing material and communication tools, okay? So the more times you see it, who's ever heard that saying, and we all know as sales agents, that it's not the first time that people see something, right? When you're driving, you have to usually see something on average of 7 to 9 times before you actually take action. Okay, so consistency is really key. So what is your why? Okay, so now we're going to go into some discussion, and this is where you folks online can actually participate. We'd like to, hear you as well. But let's talk about our why. When we talk about branding, think about what we talked about at the beginning. What is your mission statement? What are your values? Why are you in real estate? Is it just to drive a Lamborghini? Do you want to just be at the top of the sales, sales list, or do you have other reasons that you got into real estate? So I'd like a couple of people to talk. Great, Alejandro says legacy, leaving a legacy. Thank you, Alejandro. Anybody here in the audience that would like to share why you got into real estate? Imelda?
I got into real estate to help my community, the Hispanic community. But I do enjoy helping just people in general. It's very gratifying to help first-time home buyers.
Yes.
And, just to see the look on their face and things like that. So it's a great industry to be in and very fulfilling.
Wonderful. And that's a really good, mission statement, value base to base your branding off of. It's helping the community. Anybody else want to share where they got into real estate?
To really educate others around our community as well, because unfortunately, a lot of our community don't even know where to start.
That's right.
So just walking them step by step and explaining it to them as well.
Walking them step by step, explaining it. Yes. And that education, that's a really good one, Daisy. Thank you. And Andrea says here, generational wealth for families, and myself being one of those, I didn't come from a trust fund, I'm not a trust fund baby. And so a lot of us that maybe grew up with, in a way that we thought, okay, we can teach other people how to have generational wealth. That's a good one, Andrea. Alejandro says that's mentality, assets, and how I will be remembered when I'm gone. My mark. Oh, I love that. Yes, your mark in the world, Alejandro. That is a really good one. How do you want to be remembered? That's what motivates me. I want to know that I touched as many people as I could with the time that I was given and blessed and God gave me here on this earth. So those are really good whys. And this is really important when you're building your brand, because a brand is not just an icon in the back of your name or choosing the font that your name is in. It's what does it represent? What are you conveying to your consumer, your customer? Okay, so we're going to go into, and this is where you can feel free to take notes, feel free to take screenshots of this. And so these are going to be these actual steps that you want to take into creating your brand, thinking about your brand. And one of the things before we go into this, I want you guys to realize this is an evolution. Okay, as you evolve, especially those of you who are brand new to real estate, this is going to evolve for you. And a lot of it is going to be with experience. You're going to see that you're more inclined to do maybe one type of transaction over another, or a certain segment of the population, right? So number one, establish your core values. These are the foundations of your brand, and your marketing should always align with those values. By working off a set of core values, you clearly communicate your character to your clients, which is a big part of why people will refer you. And so let's go ahead and talk about maybe 2 or 3 core values. Give me some core value examples. What would be an example of a core value? Prioritizing your client, putting your client's needs before yourself. Integrity. Yes, that's a huge one in our industry, you guys. Okay, how about you all online? What are some core values that we can write? Honesty. Yes, thank you, Andrea. Honesty. So these are really great core values. And so what I personally like to do is I like to get a blank white piece of paper. I write my name in the middle, and I do one of those mind maps. And you branch it out and you start writing trust, integrity, client first, right? So start writing a wheel of all of the things that are your core values, because these words are going to be really important later on when you're producing your mission statement and your vision statement. Okay, so number 2, use winning words. Describe yourself in 3 words. So if you had to hone your 3 words down, this first step is going to help you, right? So if you put all your core values and then you look at that and you're able to kind of see and pick out some key words that would describe you. And so let those words guide you as much of your marketing by incorporating them on your website and social media. Remember, when telling your story, you'll want to use powerful language to describe you and your business. Words like bold, creative, cutting edge, dynamic, innovative, lively. And so who wants to be brave and say a key word that describes them?
Energetic.
Energetic. Melda's going to get a prize at the end of this for being the only one to, I wish I had candy. I would start throwing it out to you guys. Okay, so, creative. Okay, so Alejandro says creative. That's a good one. Yes, people like to be creative. Sandra? Blunt. Yes. Oh, yes. Honest, like straightforward. Persistent. That's a good one. What was that one? Tenacious. That's a good one. Tenacious Tanisha. I love it. I love it. There you go. And look at that. Tenacious Tanisha. Doesn't that have a ring to it? Tenacious Tanisha. Rebecca with results. Start thinking in that language. I can't tell you how many people remember Rebecca with results. They don't know my last name. They don't know what brokerage with. They don't know where I live, but they know Rebecca with results. Creative, Jackie, thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going. So you guys see how this is evolving, right? So if you take this step by step, this should help you create your branding. So create a 30-second story. Let this be your elevator pitch, a short speech serving as a type of springboard which your brand can develop. Reference your winning words and core values and make sure this story represented all of your marketing materials. And so last week, we talked a little bit about AI. This is where AI can be incorporated. The thing is with AI, like we learned last week, is you have to feed it the right information. And so make sure you're doing steps 1 and 2 before you go into step 3 and use AI for this. Because if not, it's not going to be able to actually pick up on your intelligence, right? And be able to increase that for you. So create that 30-second story, something that you can rattle off to somebody if you're in a grocery store, if you're in an elevator, right? What is that core value that you want to relate to people? All right, number 4, this is really important. Live your story, right? You've heard, if you can talk to the talk, you have to walk the walk, right? Don't just say it, but prove it in your actions. What is, if you say, I'm always early to something and then you're always late, is your actions reflecting your values, reflecting your words? No. So this is about that. In order for your brand story to be authentic, you need to practice what you preach. All right, so let's go ahead and go up. So commit to positivity. This is a really important thing because I've seen a lot of agents out there that will actually start talking about others or talking in a bad way or making fun of other things. And, this is really important because try to keep negativity out of your brand and become a source of positivity instead. Devouring Personal Growth podcasts and books is an excellent way to improve your mindset. These resources are also good to share. So we'll go ahead and share some resources with you. And then share your relationships. That's a really good one. Your relationships and your stories, so your positive stories are really important. These can help reinforce your brand. So if you are talking about education, reinforcing that through your social media by sharing positive stories, even if they're not your stories, you're sharing others' stories, this is still reinforcing that positivity. Okay, so the 3 C's of branding. So competence, connection, courage, character, and credibility. So we're going to go through each one of these. All right, so Apple has large revenues, but only a very small number of products. Think about that for a minute. The number of products that Apple has. I mean, they have all the accessories and everything, right? But in relation to a grocery store or even here at Canales, look at all this beautiful furniture, right? But they only have these small brands, but everything they do, you can recognize them. I mean, it doesn't matter which one of these, whether it's the colorful Apple, whatever, it's Apple and that means computer, right? No matter where you go. So the 7 sins of personal branding. So these are the do not do's. Okay, so number 1, if you don't differentiate yourself. So branding is not about being known for your profession. It's about being known for you being different. So what is going to be different about you? If all agents were the same, how would your consumers know which one to choose? What makes you uniquely positioned to serve your customers' needs? Or just as important, what makes other agents unsuitable to serve their needs? Your personal brand should reflect a combination of your ideal customer's needs and your unique point of differentiation. So when you are writing, remember that mind map. So get out another sheet of paper. This isn't homework, okay? You guys have already 2 homeworks, right? Who can tell me what the 2 homeworks were? Number 1, write a mind map of those positive words that you want people to know about you. Number 2, I know Rebecca likes homework, so I'm giving her the homework. Number 2, it's pick 3 words that are going to be about you, right, to describe you. And then the third homework was write that 30-second, yes, the elevator pitch. Okay, so now this is a 4th homework, you guys. Write a mind map of what differentiates you from others. We all have unique experiences, right? Were you a homemaker for 20 years and you have really good, what do they call that? Multitasking skills, right? Have you been in the service industry for years and you're really good at reading people and connecting, right? So what makes you different? What is your personal experiences in life that make you different from others? So make another one of those mind wheels to specifically identify. And it may be time, sometimes I have to go into it, go and walk away, and a day or 2 later come back and I'll start thinking of more things. And I even actually ask the people that are closest to me, how would you describe me? What do you describe me? I even go to past clients. If you have past clients, you've been in this for a while, ask them, what attracted you to me? What did you like about, if you were to describe me, right? So get other people involved in this process. Bless you. Okay, you lack focus on who you want to serve. So this is a bad thing, right? These are the no-nos. So don't try and be everything to everybody, because that's not going to work. You can't make everybody happy. You're not going to be the right fit for everybody. And so the faster that you come to realize that and really hone in on the things that you like, the things that you like to help people with, the easier it is going to be for you and for them. And so the natural instinct is to serve everyone, right? People say, you do real estate? Yes, I do everything. Okay, but realistically, what do you like to do? What comes naturally for you? Because if it comes naturally and you're excited about it, even if you have to learn the process because it's new, but you're still excited about it, chances are it's going to be something that you're going to be good at and you're going to be authentic with your clients with. Okay. So not being authentic, again, going back to the social media, we see this a lot where people post and it's just, you can tell it's just not them. You can tell a lot when AI is used. Authenticity is a really big thing, especially in this world of AI. So your brand is an extension of you, and it should be based on your qualities that you're known for among your sphere of influence. You should be able to breathe your brand. Breathe it, live it, walk it. And everything you do without feeling as though it's a facade. There is a tremendous amount of confidence that comes with knowing what you are and who you portray yourself to be, and that you have the habits, inspiration, and knowledge to back it up. And it really is about habits. I love that it says habits because our habits define who we are, and our habits other people pick up on even when we don't see it ourselves. So just something to think about. Okay. Your brand, if your brand isn't consistent. So let's say, for example, if you are, I had a friend in California that did real estate, and he had a Labrador, and all of his stuff had a Labrador. It didn't have anything to do with real estate, but I will tell you, no matter where he went, he put a picture of that Labrador, people automatically know that he was there and that realtor was in the house. And so being consistent with your brand, it doesn't matter what little nuance you have, it's going to help people recognize you. Okay. Number 5, if you're not backing up your brand with content. And so I'm 100% guilty of this. I go places and I'll take pictures and I don't upload it. And so it doesn't matter if I say I want to go out and do education. It doesn't matter if I say, okay, I'm helping the people in the community this way. If there's no content to actually back it up, how are people going to know? Where's the proof? Where's the proof of concept? Where's the proof in the pudding, right? And so it's hard for some of us, myself included, to post things. But the more that you post, the more that you'll build that trust muscle with your clients and with your community. All right, so number 6, you don't have a call to action. This is a really big one, you guys. People's call to action. Raise your hand if you know what a call to action. I don't want to assume everybody knows what a call to action is. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a call to action is, basically, whenever you put content out there, there should be some action to be taken, especially if you're spending the time to do reels or to promote your posts, things like that, right? There should be a call to action. And a lot of times it's, call me if you want to buy or sell a house. And this is what I challenge you guys with. If you are going to be a trusted advisor and you really want to move from being a salesperson to a trusted advisor, your call to action should be something deeper than that. It should connect with your consumer, with your clients in a way that's going to impact them. So don't just put, call me if you want to buy or sell a home, right? If you're a first time buyer, right? Reach out to me to learn the steps, right? So you see how switching that language is going to be a better call to action to put you in their mind as a trusted advisor. Would you rather, as a consumer, would you rather somebody tell you, call me when you're ready to sell or buy? That immediately puts in our mind, they're a salesperson, right? Call me if you want to sell or buy a house, salesperson. Call me if you need my assistance in this journey to learn the steps. Oh, they're educating me. There's somebody I can trust. There's somebody who cares about whether or not I know what I'm doing, right? So that call to action, when you do it, make sure that it is aligned with your values, aligned with your purpose and how you want to serve your clients, how you want to show up with your clients, okay? All right, last one here. Not following through. This is a biggie. One of my mentors, early on told me the fortune is in the follow-up. Why? Because most of us as real estate professionals, we get really busy and we don't prioritize those callbacks. I've done it. It's happened to me where I'm getting back to a client at 7:00 at night because, I had a busy day and I didn't see their call or whatnot. But realizing that, this is a thing that's the most important to them in their world at that moment. And so stopping for even a moment just to say, I can't call you until this moment, that communication going back and forth, it is probably the biggest way to build trust, because then your client knows that they're not an afterthought. They're not on the back burner. Although they may not be your only client, that's okay. But at least you're taking that time to follow through with them. So if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you can't do it, let them know, right? Communicate. That's really the biggest thing. So I like how this says your brand is your bond. It's your bond to that customer. And so if your brand is that you're a trusted advisor, you're going to be there for them, but then they can't get in touch with you, or they can't get you to return a phone call, or they're only communicating with you in text message, are you really showing up as your brand? So just think about that when you're communicating with your clients. So ways to brand yourself. So let's talk about this for a little bit. And I'd like some feedback also from the audience, and give us some creative ways that you've actually branded yourself, some ideas how we can do it. So here we're given some examples. So define your target audience, identify the specific market you want to serve, understand your ideal clients' demographics, preferences, and needs that will help you tailor your branding efforts. So if you are new to real estate and you've never done this exercise, again, put this down as your homework. Get another piece of paper. So you're going to have a stack when you do this, right? So you get another piece of paper and put your audience. Take a screenshot of this. Write this down. What are their demographics? And we're not talking about fair housing demographics, right? We're talking about those unique niches. Are you looking for relocation audience? Are you looking for first-time buyers because you really like educating? Are you looking for the downsizing people because you're in that next stage of life and you really connect with them, right? So really hone in on what are those demographics? What are their preferences? Do you like fishing? Are they fishers? Do you like golfing? Do they golf, right? So those demographics are not only about the business side of it, but if you're going to become a trusted advisor, you really want to think about what are the things that I have in common with my consumer, with my client? How can we connect on a deeper level than just real estate? Okay. All right. Number 2, develop a unique proposition. So your unique proposition determines what sets you apart from other agents. So that was one of the things that we started talking about at the beginning, right? what are the things that make you unique? And so if you do each of these steps that we talked about earlier, this should be easier for you to do. So determine what are these sets you apart from other agents. Highlight your experiences, unique selling points, or specialized knowledge to differentiate yourself. I just want to go into a little bit about the new agents. New agents get really in their head about this and they start thinking, well, gosh, I don't have experience in real estate and I don't have this and I haven't closed any transactions, you know, all this kind of stuff. None of that matters. None of that matters. People do business with those that they like, trust, right? And at the end of the day, if they don't like and trust you, they're not going to do business with you, no matter how many houses you've sold. And I've seen actually people pick a brand new agent because they have the time, they have the eagerness, they really like them over a seasoned agent. So if you are brand new to real estate, don't worry about you not having the experiences because you have so much more going for you to be able to write in there. Okay, so create a compelling logo or visual identity. This can be as simple as picking your name in a certain font and putting a little house next to it. You know, the example of my friend that had the Labrador, you know, if you really like horses, you know, if you're, you know, into cowboy stuff or whatever, right? This is a really important thing. When my son was playing baseball, I would actually put little baseballs next to, you know, my stuff when I would hand my cards out at the baseball park. So think about what's going to set you apart and what that anchor is going to be. Your little Nike swish. Okay, start thinking of what you want. Build your engaging, the last one. Build an engaging website. So a lot of us have these CRMs that we are able to build out our website. You know, is that website, and a lot of times it is a standard or like a cookie cutter format, but is there something that you can add to that website that allows them to connect your brand? You know, whether it's the color scheme or that little, you know, swish or that little icon that you're putting into that website. Okay, and we're almost done here, folks. All right, so leverage social media platforms, share relevant content. We talked about that already. And again, it doesn't have to always be your content. Sharing things that are, so if you're building yourself as a trusted advisor, and let's take Imelda's example of educating the community. If you see other educational content that's produced by somebody else, share it. If it's gonna help people, share it, right? Produce high quality content, right? So, you know, we all love those funny videos and all that kind of stuff that are out there, but is that content actually helping your client? Is it teaching them something? Or are they just going to get a laugh out of it and move on, right? So try and lean more towards high quality content. Implement email and text marketing campaigns. So if you do not, if you're strictly social media, you know, reaching out, especially text, video, doing videos and sending the video is a really good way to connect because then they see you and then they know that you're actually doing this video special for them. That's a really good way to connect as well. Provide exceptional customer service. Positive experiences and satisfying clients will contribute to your reputation. Ask for those referrals. Always, always ask for those referrals. Cultivate online reviews and testimonials. Okay. Personal branding photos. So we're going to go through these pretty quickly. The good thing is all of these beautiful people that are here in person, after this, they get to go and take some branding pictures or some content pictures here in the Canales Furnitures. And so for those of you that are online, make sure you have 4 more opportunities to come to the Canales, actually 5 because of the August 20th event. So 5 more opportunities to come and live in person and get your content pictures. And this personal branding, so think about that. And for those of you even that are here in person, think about, you know, how you start to brand and what are some of the things that you can take pictures of with that. Okay, what to request from your photographer. And so this is just a quick little list of, if you want to take a little screenshot of that. So do both horizontal and vertical images. Make sure you give your photographer a list that you want, you know, to capture all these different lifestyle photos, ways that you can connect with them. Make sure it captures your personality. Like I know Sandra, for example, she's like the life of the party. And so, having fun and interacting with people would be like a really good branding photo for her. Why? Because people know her in that way. They know her as like being that really fun person. So, also, empty space. This is a really good one. When you're taking these pictures, make sure that you leave that empty space for you to be able to brand and start putting that content and that positive messaging that we talked about earlier. Content collateral. So you can take a picture of this. This is just the types of content that you can create. Obviously, reels, stories, YouTube videos. I know a lot of us are kind of shy about the YouTube videos, but we actually have a class that we teach within my Homeownership Academy specifically on YouTube. And one of our mentors is like the #1 guy in the country for that. So YouTube is something that I've seen a lot of people be really, really purposeful on, especially when it's educating. TikTok videos, posts, all that kind of stuff, blogs, newsletters. Okay. Additional collateral examples, brochures, listing checklists, flyers. So basically these lists is make sure that brand is there. Whatever that little icon, whatever makes you special, whatever is that recognizable, make sure it's on all of these things. So 8 real estate marketing materials to crush your brand. So if you want to take a picture of that, this should be your checklist. This should be the 8 things that you do no matter what, as soon as you can, to make sure that you have your brand in order. So let me read them off real quick. So a professional headshot, your social media templates, your stylized real estate website, your business cards that set you apart, Facebook business page, your Instagram quality postcards, email newsletter, and marketing videos. Okay, so those are your checklists. Buying and selling can be, okay, so these are examples of some of the content that is been created. Here's another example showing that reel. So there is a workbook, and we'll go ahead and send that out to you guys on the link here. And so where to begin? Create your personal brand story. We talked about how to do that. Create your communication plan. And so this workbook is going to go ahead and talk to you about that communication plan and the steps to go ahead and do that and start communicating your brand with your clients. So your personal brand story. This is the workbook. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and send this to you guys so you can work through it. What time is it, Melda? I can't see here. 10:59. Okay, awesome. So we'll go ahead and just kind of read the snapshots here, but I'm going to go ahead and send these out to you guys. And if you want to take a picture, you can, or you can take a screenshot of it. Or if you have something to write with, we're going to probably go another 10 minutes in this presentation. So create your personal brand story. Where is your personal brand story right now? Before you create a new personal brand story, you want to take stock of where you are right now. Okay, so this is going to be an exercise I want you guys to actually take time on. But does anybody have a brand already that they want to share with us? Or something that they've already been doing that is successful with their brand? I know we have an awesome marketer in the house, Daniel. He actually brands the Panda Pack, which I thought is a really cool way to brand. And so they even have, Daisy posted the other day, a picture with a big panda bear that he has in his office, right? And so like anywhere they go, it's the Panda Pack. I remember we were at EXPCon about a year ago, and I saw, these people walking around with these panda shirts, and I was like, oh, they're cool. I want to know them, right? So, and they were passing out fortune cookies. And it's true. Everybody loved it. And so what is your brand story, right? And so think about that Panda Pack. Just the name Panda Pack, you already know what that means. It's a pack. We're together. We're supporting each other, right? Panda, that Asian influence, right? So he's representing his brand. So that's a really good story about his brand story, right? And so start thinking about, what do you want your brand story to be? How do you want people to walk away thinking about you? Okay. What attributes do you want for your target brand, right? So a little bit about what we talked about earlier. How are they going to describe you? Go ahead and go up. Who is your audience? So let's talk a little bit about this. Audience, can I have some examples? I know we talked about a little bit about earlier.
I speak Spanish. So
Speak Spanish, okay.
I love to target the bilingual community.
Wonderful. So bilingual community, that is definitely a distinct audience. What about you, wonderful people online? Give me some things in the chat here. Self-employed. Oh, that's a really good one, Alejandro. I-10. Yes, the I-10 with the no docs. Yes, Alejandro. That's a really, really big community. Medical professionals. Yes, Rebecca. That's awesome. Medical professionals. And that's a really specific. I love that because it's super specific. Educators. Alejandro says people with mattress money. Yes, they need to be educated on how to do that. Now that's wonderful. So these are really, really good examples of what is your audience. First-time buyers, Jackie says, investors, wonderful. So what does your audience need? Okay, so now let's talk about this a little bit. I love Alejandro's example of that I-10 buyer because they need a lot of things, right? They need to know, how do you start credit? They need to know how to put that mattress money in the bank, how to see the funds, all that kind of stuff. So creating that audience needs list for each one of your target audience or each one of your pillars is really important. Create your personal brand story, your brand's mission statement. So this is what I was asking earlier, and nobody was able to actually say that they have a mission statement. We actually have a mission statement with my Homeownership Academy, and it took me probably a good almost 3 months to get it to the point where I felt like it 100% represented what my Homeownership Academy stands for. And so it's going to be a refining thing, but the more that you put into the beginning, putting that first draft together, the more that you put in there, the better it's going to be, because then you'll be able to chisel away at it and really refine it to your story. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go into your communication plan. Okay, so your long bio. Who has a bio, an actual bio, not a resume, a bio? Imelda, you're going to get a star. I'm going to bring stars next time. Okay, how about you all online? Okay, Jackie has one. Wonderful. Alejandro, great. All the rest of you, put this down on your homework. It's on your homework list. Having a bio is so important. I can't tell you guys how many times before I started speaking more professionally, there was times that they say, hey, can you come talk at the school? Or can you come present really quick? Or at a chamber meeting, you're giving this quick little thing. How can I present you? So I would really love for you guys to send me your bios. I'm more than happy to give you my feedback because your professional bio is so important. It gives people, it's your resume, really. It tells people why they should work with you. What makes you different? Okay, so we have your long bio, your short bio, and and then your professional headshot. Raise your hand if you do have a professional headshot, like actual. Okay, all right. And what about you online? Yeah, see, Jackie says no. This is something, and I'm guilty right now. I look at my Facebook and I'm like, oh, I have to change that picture. I have to change that picture. Why? Because having that professional headshot makes you what? A professional. And so if you don't have that professional shot and you're just doing the little selfie thing, that's how people see you. Okay, they're gonna see, oh, he's just like this one person. And the reality is that a lot of us, have a big brand behind us. We have mentors and we have people that support us. So if we're gonna be acting professional, we're gonna be that trusted advisor, that's what we want to go. Imagine scrolling through your doctor's list and your doctor has a selfie of when they were on a cruise. Would you go to that doctor? Exactly. We want to be professionals. Let's put us out there as professionals. Okay, so headshot is really important. just a plug, if you do not have a headshot on the event that we're going to have in, thank you for the laugh, the event that we're going to have at the Canales Furniture at the Gran Plaza, our last one, I think it's August 13th, August 13th, we are going to have headshots opportunity there. So make sure you come out to that one if you do not have a headshot. Okay. Consider your color scheme and fonts. This is really important, especially when you are just starting out, right? Because people are really, especially when you're brand new to real estate, people are really hyper focused on what is she doing? What is he doing? You know, what's going on here? So that's a really good opportunity for you to start with your color scheme going forward. Check with your broker. If you're not with a broker, like our broker at EXP, you know, they're very lenient as long as we, you know, obviously stay within the TREC rules, but make sure you check with your broker, because I have seen before where people go on spend a bunch of money on their marketing stuff, and then they later realize that their broker doesn't allow it. So you don't want to be one of those people. Create your communication plan. So this is just talking about updating your profiles. So once you get your headshot, you have your bio, you have all of this stuff, remember to go and update all of this, okay? Create your personal website. It's not required, but recommended. A lot of us, you know, have access through our brokers, but how are you going to make it yours? How are you going to make it different from everybody else in your brokerage? Create and curate content. And so it's giving us an example of some distribution. You know, you don't want to always only post, here's my listing, come buy a house, you know, that kind of stuff. That's going back to sales agent, right? You don't want to be sales agent. We want to move to trusted advisor. So as a trusted advisor, 33% should be industry specific. So something related to real estate, right? 33% inspirational, whatever inspires you and that aligns with your specific brand. And then 33% professional. So if you're that golfer, you know, and you connect with your audience as golfers, talk about that. I like food. I'm a foodie. I post a lot about food. All right. So continue to update. Oh, let me go those two really quick. I'm sorry. Let's see. Continue to update content and update your resume. Okay. Got it. Personal branding example. So we'll go over these really quickly. So this is an agent that has her mission statement. She has all of her things just really good. If you can see in the bottom here, she has teal, pink. She actually has the codes for the colors, you know, so as she grows, maybe she's doing it herself, you know, for right now on Canva or whatever, but you know, eventually she might have a team that she hires or a marketing package or something like that she gets. And so those are really important to actually have those color scheme numbers. And you can see here that she has really good short bio and the long bio. And the attributes are very specific. I would say try and stay away from those things. Try and stay away from those words that are very vanilla. They're very, you know, they don't have any depth to them, like kind, warm. I don't know that those are really great examples, but try and be a little bit more unique when you go to your attribute words. So here's another example. We can see by his pictures and his color scheme that he's really fun, right? If you just kind of look at just those things. I like his words a little bit better: inspiring, enthusiastic, attentive. And you can tell that from his pictures, can't you? Yes. Here's another one, a sustainability consultant. Look at the color schemes, green, the beige, those natural tones, right? It talks about her audience being small businesses, sustainability. So just really think about how you're communicating your brand. Okay, so here's a couple of great resources. The close, I've never used it. I'm actually kind of curious to see what that is. Canva, ChatGPT. Last thing here is remember, consistency and authenticity are key when establishing your personal brand as a real estate agent. Adopt strategies to align with your unique strength and style, and continuously monitor and adjust your branding efforts based on the market trends and client feedback. So this is really important, and I'm gonna share with you guys. And I know a lot of you that have been in the industry recently. There was the last few years. It's calmed down a little bit, but the last few years, people were really worried about this whole commission situation, and everybody was confused. Agents were confused. The consumers were confused. Right? There's a lot going on with that. And so one of the things that we did is we were very deliberate on educating our consumers. And that would be an example of consistency and authenticity when the market changes, because the market will change. If you're in real estate, I will tell you, it goes like this. It goes like this. We have ups, we have downs, we have shifts in the market. And so if your brand is consistent with what's going on and you always stay authentic to your brand, that you're going to survive. You're going to survive any shift in the market. So I think that was the last slide. There we go. We want to be this one, right? We want to be the angel, the unicorn that, gets all of the attention over here, right? So are you going to be that other agent that's just plain vanilla, nothing real special about you? Or are you going to be this other one that gets all the attention because they're uniquely themselves? All right. I think that is it. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. So yes, let's go back to that. I'm going to go ahead and take some questions really quick before we bring Lupita up. So anybody have any questions? You swipe from the bottom. Yeah.
It's in the front.
No, it's swipe. It's a different screen.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Any questions? Daisy.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I just started real estate about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I'm mixing my personal with my business.
Mm.
Should I do a website? Well, because I have my HVAC page too, right?
Yes.
And I just have that HVAC page and then my personal, but I would share it from my personal through my HVAC.
Gotcha. Yes.
So do you think I should create a commercial page just for my commercial business, for my real estate, like how I do
Yes.
HVAC?
Absolutely.
That way I can brand myself and put my colors and all that good stuff.
Yes, exactly. And so for those of you online, Daisy was asking, she has her personal brand. She also has an HVAC business with her husband. Selfish plug, call her if you need her. But she's asking, does she keep just those two, or does she add an additional page for her real estate? And yes, absolutely do the real estate page. One, because it establishes yourself. It's actually comes up quicker and higher in the search. When somebody searches Daisy Reyes, your Facebook page is probably going to come up before your website page. Why? Because Facebook is one of those, it's basically the biggest search engine, one of the biggest search engines. So yes, absolutely have that Facebook page, because if you've gone out to, if you're at an open house, for example, and you're meeting a client for the first time, they leave. What's the first thing that they usually going to do? Google you, right? And so if you don't have a Google presence, it kind of just diminishes, or it not diminishes, but it just, it kind of brings down that trust factor a little bit. So if you have that Facebook page that's specifically to your real estate, then it's going to just elevate your trust factor more, especially if they can scroll and see specific content about real estate that maybe you're not going to post on your personal page, right? So your real estate page is where you're going to want to post more of that educational, or share the feeds, or, do that kind of stuff there. And then from that page, you can share it to your personal. Okay. All right.
Sorry, I can't find it.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Let's see.
You have magic fingers. That never works.
Okay. So who else has any questions? Let's see if there's any questions in the chat. Okay, Tanisha says, I have a page for each of my businesses, personal, and her personal page is private on Facebook. Okay, yes.
I've always heard that.
I think I'm sorry, Tanisha is saying something. Let me say that again, Tanisha. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Each one. Okay. Private. Okay. So she's saying her personal page is private, and then she has a loan signing business as well. Okay, awesome. So Imelda's question.
I always heard that posting anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yes.
So you would agree with that? Like,
I would.
even if I
Yeah.
just post a mug of coffee or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. That's a really good question. I mean, I know that there's evidence for each side. Some people say only post when it's going to be content that is going to be helping somebody or whatever. But I think, stay authentic to yourself. If you're a coffee person and that's what you identify with and that's how people know you, I mean, do it. I have my little coffee mug with my hairspray bottle. Yeah, my Aquanet bottle, and people love that. I posted about it and I had, huge comments on it. It's like one of those things. So I would say be authentically yourself. Definitely the consistency, 2 to 3 times a week is kind of, that algorithm that the social media likes is 2 to 3 times a week. But remember the strategy, right? Something business related, something educational, something personal, right? So if you just do all personal, it's not going to establish you as a trusted advisor. Yeah. So that's a great question. Thank you, Imelda. Any other questions? Okay, so for those of you who joined us late, I just want to reiterate. So our title rep is sick, so she was not able to be here in person. So we are going to record. I'm going to have each one of you state your name for the recording, so that way we can go back and make sure that you get your CE credits for this. And so I'm going to have, let me see, who do I have? Sandra, make sure that she gets each person to state their name. I'm going to start with the people that are here in person first. So let me see, how do I turn this around? Okay, so this is for the recording. Raise your hand if you are a real estate professional and want to get the CE credit. Okay, so let me go here. Please state your name.
Rebecca Chanes.
Ma'am, please state your name.
Sandra Longoria.
Okay, who else?
Daisy Reyes.
Daisy Reyes.
Daniel Ang.
Daniel Ang. Okay, any other realtors that want the CE credit? Okay, so Sandra, go ahead here and make sure that each person gets their opportunity to say their name. Okay. And so I'm going to have you guys really quickly, before I do have Sandra do that for the recording, I'm going to have Lupita come up and talk about, or David is going to come up and talk about this amazing, it's okay, this amazing opportunity that Canales Furniture is giving us. Okay, take it away, David. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, here we go.
Thank you. So as Rebecca mentioned, my name is David. I'm with Canales Furniture, and I want to give you an exciting partner packet that we have here, a flyer that you can take home, and you online, we can send it to you. But Canales Furniture is doing this partnership with realtors and non-realtors, really, but whoever you know, but realtors mainly. They earn 3% on any purchase, any customer that you bring to Canales, and they buy. You earn 3%, just like a salesman would do. And so basically, once you close on the house, you tell them, hey, Canales has this nice furniture, this temper or this sofa or this dining set. And all of a sudden, you're earning money just like you do when you're selling the house. So we offer 3% there. And then we want to partner in a certificate with you. So we're going to give you $250. And you put $250. The realtor puts $250. And we're going to give a certificate to the client or to the prospect, and that's going to give them $500 to come and shop. And hopefully they take more, and then you get that 3%, extra 3% plus. You earn a customer for life. Everybody loves a gift, right? So then we offer financing. So you guys, whenever after you close and all that, we offer 12, 24, 36 months interest free, like 0 down. 45 days for your first payment. So it's incredible. So what we do is basically once they close in the house, they can apply. And the reason I'm saying once they close is because there might be an issue if you do it before. But if you do it after, they can get qualified up to $20,000. They can fill their houses with Canales furniture, and off of those $20,000, you can earn 3% of that, plus a long-lasting relationship with us. Then we also have consultation. We're not designers, but we can help you, kind of figure out what's best for the customer. They can bring a picture. We can do a little AI situation where, our furniture is going to look how it's going to look in their house. The house. So we can, consult with us, make sure that they get the best for their money. Not only that, but the best design possible with consultants like us. We do the sale, so don't worry about 3%. We're going to help you sell it. We know how to sell furniture, so we'll be fine on that sense. And then the events and exclusive networking is what's happening today. You become a member with Canales. Not only you are out there bringing customers to us, but we're going to bring you some network as well, like these opportunities. The one on August, which is going to be a big one. So we always have networking. Every customer that walks in the door for Canales is also a possible customer for you guys, or vice versa. So it's a synergy of our businesses. And then the premium positioning distinguishes you as a realtor that works with a furniture store. That now the customer, not only you're giving them a house, you're now giving them a 100-inch TV, and all of a sudden you're their Superman, right? You're the Supergirl. So thank you for your time, and just always trust Canales. We can do the job for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end here. I just wanted to invite you, if you are a real estate agent and you love this educational content, my Homeownership Academy was offered by EXP. Out to us, we know really about serving our clients, serving our professional agents as well. And we really want to make a difference in our industry by teaching people how to be a trusted advisor. So connect if you'd like to do that. Okay, so I think that's it. I think Jackie has a question. Jackie, go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
No, I don't have any question.
No question? Okay, great. So we'll go ahead then and end with that. Everybody give a round of applause to Imelda and Lupita for hosting us today, and the wonderful audience that came. Thank you all. Okay, so those of you that are online, let me stop this one. Okay, so that's okay. I'll go ahead and do it. So that way, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so if you don't mind, if you could please unmute yourself and show yourself